The marvelous miracle, the authentic miracle, and not just a symbol, of the multiplication of the loaves and the fish can hide another message that is in this gospel. Let us start at the beginning. Jesus said, He began to teach them calmly, but before that, He said, He was sad because the crowd was like a sheep without a shepherd. He had compassion on them. Sheep without a shepherd. There were shepherds in Israel, many, not only in the temple priests, the rabbis, and the Pharisees, deeply religious people. They also had their sect, and incense, for instance, who lived in the Dead Sea. There were shepherds in Israel, and yet they lacked the Good Shepherd. They lacked Jesus. What would the Lord have to say today? One thing that is never, and I underline never, is never done, is to see what the gifts of the faithful are. Never. Do the faithful have the right to anything? Because it is never done, never spoke of the rights of the faithful. And what are the rights? I repeat, rights. No funny favor that the priest grants them if you want to grant them. And if he has a good day, the faithful have the right to receive the sacrament. It is a right. I repeat, it's not a kind of concession from a man who has nothing to do, but one day he says to him, hey, today the body asked me to be at the confessional. Hey, today I'm going to do a grace. The faithful have a right. I'm not talking about extraordinary circumstances due to the pandemic. I'm talking about a normal life. The faithful have a right. They have a right, for example, to be able to go to confession without the intentional torture, a Chinese torture, because you have to ask the secretary for an audience, who in turn tells you that the parish priest is very busy because he's doing yoga or because he's going to the gym. Besides, this is a reality in many places. The faithful have rights. A right that the faithful have, I repeat, that is forgotten. It is to receive a Catholic education. He has the right to be fed, but to be fed with good food, not with a poisonous food. It is a right that the faithful have. You are a priest, and you have stopped believing. Unfortunately, you have lost your faith. Speaking clearly, you have lost your faith, and perhaps it's not your fault. Also, in marriage love's ends, it's not a matter whether you are guilty or not guilty. Surely, you are also a victim. Well, find a solution. But if you are unable to respect the rights of the faithful, you cannot stay there. Find your own church, the church of such as. That is, there are so many. Find your own. And teach your doctrines. You have heard that Jesus said, but I said, I am very important, I tell you, above Jesus Christ, but you have to respect the right of the faithful. The faithful do not come to church to listen to your opinions. They will sing to you, the most holy and most sacred, and perhaps justified by many theologians who have gone through what you have gone through, have lost faith, at least Catholic faith, and sometimes even faith in God. But the faithful has a right. This right must be respected. The faithful have a right, and absolutely right. And if they take their child to a catechism in a religion school or in a parish, that child has been educated in Catholic faith. I remember years ago, the mother who came to see me, she took her child to the religion class in a very famous school, a very expensive school, a very important religious order in Madrid, all very high and but the religion teacher, who was a member of such order, was not even a lay teacher, was telling the children that hell does not exist. The boy comes home. The teacher told me, Mom, you are wrong. Parents have the right for their children to receive a good education. and the faithful have the right, I insist, no a gracious favor from the priest. They have the right to have a liturgy celebrated with dignity. It is a right. The liturgy is not a whim of the priest. Today, I feel like I'm doing this or that. Hey, see how clever I am. I had a funny day, and today I feel like it. No, excuse me, I repeat, you are a priest. You are a priest of Jesus Christ, and the faithful have the right to be a priest of Jesus Christ. That doesn't mean that the priests don't have the right to. For example, they have the right to be respected, to be defended, to be helped financially. In this situation that we are living with the pandemic, many, and I underline many, just as I said before about the rights of civilians, many priests are having hard times. And I don't mean that they are bad priests. Good priests are having a hard time because people don't go to Mass. They don't go to Mass because they can't. They don't go to Mass because they are afraid. All people are afraid to leave home, to fear the church. The fear that the church is a place of contagions has crept into people's mind. And as much as they respect, even absolutely, all the laws given them by government, which I repeat, are abused in many cases. For example, they have just banned the opening of the churches in Scotland. The bishops have protested. In other places, the same thing has happened, while supermarkets, where people are much closer one to another, are open. Well, you cannot go to Mass. You're afraid for whatever reason. But priests have to eat. The church bills, even though they have been decreased somewhat, because less light is spent, but the bills have to be paid. Surely, in the church, there will be employees who are kept in their positions without being fired, and so on. I think this is important to keep in mind. Then we talk about miracles, not today because it will be alone. But I think that the faithful have a right to insist on having pastors to respect Jesus Christ and not represent themselves. Also, the pastors have the right to affection, respect, and financial help of their faithful. If anyone has doubts or think that this is very hard against those false shepherds, wolves dressed in sheep's clothes, what I said is nothing compared to what St. Augustine said. I advise those who have doubts to read the homilies of St. Augustine about the bad shepherds. That really makes your hair curl. Let us pray to God for good shepherds and good faithful. So be it.